In the past year, deepfakes have taken over the internet.
I prefer a man who lives and gives.
I'm Corzine, your social media lawyer. Can't say YouTube lawyer anymore because Google had a little problem with it. But in this video, we're going to unpack what a deepfake is, and I'm going to show you how we're all going to be affected in the near future by this emerging new legal nightmare. All right, let's hit this. A deepfake is a video, or sometimes a video still, in which one person who's in the video has his or her face swapped with another, just like this.
I'll say, how old are you?
4.5, father.
These face-swapping videos are made possible by a computer algorithm. The algorithm looks at the base face, the face that's on the video or the still, and learns it. And then it allows you to substitute another face on top of that, all done in computer code. Deepfake software originated in November of 2017. It was perfected in January of 2018 with the advent of Fake App, which was a desktop application which allowed people to do face swapping without knowing how to program or do computer code. Now, people are putting the face of Nicolas Cage on everything. But it's not all fun and games. Last month, this happened to Speaker Nancy Pelosi.
And then he had a press conference in the Rose Garden with all this sort of visuals that obviously were planned long before I said most currently that he was engaged in a cover-up.
This particular video led high-level law enforcement and law scholars from around the country to conclude that deepfake technology has become weaponized. The main concern for these professionals is that deepfakers will attempt to meddle in upcoming elections in different countries, and certainly the US election coming up in a few years. And deepfake technology just keeps getting better and better. There's a real concern that deepfakers out there will be hired to be able to manipulate public opinion with respect to politicians, celebrities, or other public figures, and be able to show them doing things that they didn't really do, portray them in a false light. When I read about deepfakes, this really got me thinking about what are the legal implications of deepfake technology. My first thought was copyright infringement. After all, I believe that these deepfakers are not getting permission to use the video on which they face swap. Fair use? Is that their defense? That's what I thought also, is that if there was a defense to this copyright infringement claim by the deepfakers, they would say it's fair use. I'm using someone else's art, albeit without their permission, to be able to make my own art, to do parodies, to do satires, to make fun of, or perhaps to report on the news. So that is probably the defense to a copyright infringement claim against deepfakers. My second thought was defamation. If you were Nancy Pelosi and you were portrayed as being drunk on camera, giving speeches, slurring words, that would definitely hurt your reputation. Potentially, it would affect your ability to get reelected. So I definitely see the possibility of someone who's affected by a deepfake video might sue the deepfaker in court and allege defamation. Defamation is the publication of a false statement that causes harm to another person or that person's reputation. In this particular case, I think it's undeniable. Last month, when US Speaker Nancy Pelosi went through this whole process of having these videos published, certainly her reputation suffered damage, and I see the potential for a defamation cause of action. However, I also see the defense to this. At least in America, a public figure can't win a defamation lawsuit unless they successfully prove actual malice. What that means is that Nancy Pelosi, if she brought a defamation cause of action against the deepfakers, she would have to prove that they acted with actual malice. She'd have to adduce evidence that they actually had the malicious intent and they wanted to hurt her reputation. In that particular case, it may be possible, but the bottom line is it's a strong burden of proof and it's hard to be able to recover on that. My other thought was the right of publicity, and you know from watching the videos, the right of publicity is your right to control your image for commercial purposes. So in this context, it may be that deepfakers use my image and they attempt to make money off it by putting it on sweatshirts, by doing TV ads, internet ads, or political ads. They capitalize on my image without my permission. So this may give rise to a cause of action for violation of the right of publicity. However, I see the other side, and that is the First Amendment, free speech. deepfakers will defend any claim about the right of publicity, saying, listen, I have a right to say what I want to say so long as it's not harmful for the public in general. And in this situation, it's hard to deny them that. They have the right of free speech. They are definitely sending a message by doing these deepfake videos, whether it be a satirical message or whether it be a serious message. They are exercising their First Amendment, their free speech rights when they're making these deepfake videos. I also had the thought about, who do you sue? If you're harmed by a deepfake video, who do you sue? Well, obviously you sue the deepfaker, but a lot of times the deepfaker is not going to have the money to be able to pay you back for the reputation harm that was caused. So you're going to want to look to another source. The social media platforms that put up the video, the Instagram, the Facebook, the YouTube. Well, at least in America, the Communications Decency Act, Title 47, Section 230, prohibits liability of social media platforms for what is posted on them. So it's a safe harbor. It gives them protection from lawsuits that may arise from false statements or false information, false videos that may appear on their platforms. So what's the result of that? That is that it may be very difficult for someone harmed by a deepfake video to recover any damages as a result. What does that mean? It means that deepfake videos will have the potential for wreaking havoc on our political discourse in our countries. These deepfake videos will cause people to mistrust not only social media platforms, but the people depicted in the videos themselves. It will cause people to make bad decisions based on misinformation. So what do? A lot of people are saying we need to make laws that prohibit deepfake videos. We can do that, and certainly the social media platforms have already started in this process. Most of them now are outlawing deepfake videos. But the problem is, of course, is that there is a free speech component to deepfake videos. I always compare it to cartoons. In a situation, are we going to outlaw cartoons because they portray someone who's a politician or a celebrity in a bad light? Don't we have a right to be able to create messages, make statements in the public so that we can get across our point and express our views? The counter to that, of course, is that with cartoons, you can tell they're not real. Whether they be animated or drawn, they're not real right up front. However, with deepfakes, you really don't. Some of the deepfakes are so good, you can't tell the difference between the original and the deepfake. So does that mean we need laws banning deepfakes? I want to know from you, have you seen deepfakes? What do you think about them? Are they harmless or are they weaponized fake news? Tell me in the comments section below. While you're thinking about it, I want to give you food for thought on another big social media controversy. You can watch my video on it right here. If you're new to the channel, come join us, the Copyright Squad. I'd love to see you here. Hit the like button, consider subscribing, and join us on our Discord server. There's links to the Discord server in the description section below. All right, that's enough for today. We'll see you next time.